We will continue hardware issues and troubleshooting now.
SIM not sensing. If the SIM, after you insert the SIM card, sometimes there won't be any signal in the mobile phones. By the time what you will do, you can manually go and check the settings whether the service is on or off. If the service is in automatic mode, you can go to the manual settings and check the signal, and if it search and find the entire signal like the Airtel, Aircel, Vodafone or Idea, whatever may be in the field, if it search the nearby service providers, your mobile phone and the signal section is good, working fine. And while you are checking manually, if it shows any one or two service providers as the list, there may be a problem with your phone signal section. So you have to check the phone, not the SIM tray or the SIM card. And in such cases, if all the signals are thorough, and even though once you have selected Airtel or BSNL, it's not showing the signal, you have to change the SIM. And before change it, do check with the swapping of SIM card with some other mobile phones, and then decide whether the SIM card is having problem or not. And before change it, check the SIM tray voltage and ground connections are proper. And this is the way how we can check the SIM sensing, whether the SIM card is problem or not, whether the SIM tray is problem or not, or the mobile phone settings is bad or not. By checking in all these directions, we can find what is the issue with the signal section. Memory card, SD card, it has 8 pins. Once you insert the memory card, it shows your memory card is not detected. It has to be insert, or it has to be formatted like that. If such kind of an error message received or shown in your mobile handset, you have to first format it and check whether there is any issue in the memory card. If there is no data in the memory card, you can easily format it and check it. Or if you need the data present in the memory card, you have to check with some other memory card, put it into your mobile phone and check it whether any slot issue or not. And if those errors are not rectified, you have to check the SD card tray. And similarly, with the SIM tray checking, you have to check the voltage and the ground connection in the SD card tray. And if those things are okay, your SD card should read. If you find there is any problem in checking in all these modes, you have to rectify in that particular position, and your SD card will get detected. In some cases, we'll have the old phones also. Some keypad issue may be there, or volume up down key problem is there, power switch problem is there. If there is a keypad issue, or nowadays we are having a touch back home key like that, right? So in some of the mobiles, they are having the sub boards in that. There is any issue, there may be any desoldering or dismantling of the connection. If it is a plug and play kind of a subboard, so you have to open the device and check whether the connecting wires are properly connected to the main board. After checking that, you can check the voltage coming to the subboard is fine or not. If these two cases are okay, your touch sense everything will be working. And if it is a keypad type of a phone, if keypad is not working, not only a single keypad will get problem. It is of a row and column connection. Right. If any one key is having problem, it generates another one more key or another two keys having problem. So in that cases, you have to check all the 3 points, or else it requires the driver IC of the keypad to change. That is the thing. If it is a subboard, power need to check, or the physical condition of the subboard need to check whether the signal cable is connected properly or not, or the mainboard and subboard connections are proper or not. So those things we need to check for the subboard, or else we can't do the service. We have to change the subboard itself. There is no other go. As I told you, power switch. In most of the phones, power switch and up-down volume control keys are all together come in a flux type circuit. So those flux type cables are, you have to change it altogether. So those cables have to change it. We can't do the service. If you are taking your own risk, you can do the soldering and desoldering in all these flex cables, or else you have to purchase a new one and do the changes. Before change, you have to check whether the voltage levels are correct or not. Earlier, I have given the power switch voltage levels. It's of 1.5 to 2.5 voltage. So that is the range for power switch. And similarly, if volume control switches you need to check, you have to press while the phone is on and check with the multimeter. It will show the voltage levels. So within those ranges, you can check it. For the switches and USB connector, battery connector. So you can change the USB connectors and the battery connectors also. USB connector I have already taught you, and the battery connector. Battery connector is having 3 pins, right? Plus, one is minus. Sometimes 2 pins will be there. You can easily find the plus and minus. If it is of 3 pins, one end is plus, the another one is minus, and the center one is the BSI, battery status indicator. So battery status indicator should work. If it works, will see the status of the battery. Otherwise, it will not show the battery charging status and the charge condition. So that is why it will have this BSI. In some phones, will have the battery pin 4. So this is positive and negative BSI will be there. Otherwise, 2 will be positive, last one is minus, and BSI will be there in between. So these are some of the models. But nowadays, what we have, the phone is covered entirely with a sheet. So we can't remove the back panel and remove the battery out from the mobile phones. That is the latest model phone. In those cases, the connection will be of like this. So plus and minus will be there, and it's hard to check with the multimeter also. We can easily touch the pin with the help of multimeter. The multimeter pin is of needle type. You can check it. Otherwise, you will damage the pin, and after you check, the battery connector gets damaged. So make use of this. Keep in mind, while you're checking, you should never damage any of the parts. If this pin gets damaged, it won't get connected with the battery. And similarly, this is fine when compared to this whole model. And if you damage the center pin, it won't connect with the battery, and here you have to change the port instantly. Otherwise, your entire phone will not work. And this same procedure is for all the troubleshooting methodologies. Wherever you are going to check, you have to check carefully. The parts are thin, tiny parts. You should not cut the circuit. You should not make the circuit open. You should never fault the or damage the faulty areas. So it will create a huge problem, and your phone will go to die. Right. And at last, with all these, will have a dead phones in hand. Normally, we'll find fault with the parts. But if a phone, whatever you are receiving, is on dead condition, what you will do? If it is on dead condition, you have to check from the scratch initially whether the battery is of charged condition or not, or if you connect the adapter, your phone is charging or not. After all this check, you have to press the power button and check whether the display is coming or not, or the vibrator at least should work. Once you press the power button, after a few seconds, your vibrator vibrates. That shows your phone is on, but the display is not working. Right. And after all these check, your phone is dead. What you will do? Once you check all these prior conditions, you have to check the phone with the DC meter, DC regulated power supply, DC meter. So that DC power supply will having voltmeter and ammeter. So removing the battery connection and connect the plus and minus probe to the battery connector, give supply from this DC power supply. It's of 3.8 volt. So you should set the power supply value of 3.8 volt, connect red and black wire, right? By connecting this to the battery connector, after doing all this, if you press the power on button, it reflects. You can see the reflection in the current ammeter. So from the 0 level, it deflects to 0.2 milliamps. It should be between the range. It should not exceed 0.5 or 0.6. If it exceeds 0.2 or 0.3, there is a problem in your signal section. So network issues there. Maybe a short circuit or IC, a damaged or IC burn or board issue, whatever may be. Right? If the range is in between 0.2 milliamps, your phone motherboard is working fine. There is a problem in some other display section or somewhere else. Alright, so this is the way you can check your dead phones. Even the dead phones can be checked via the software. You can connect a USB cable to the system, and the system tries to detect the phone via the USB driver which is installed already. If it detects and shows that Lenovo phone is connected, Oppo phone is connected, whatever may be the brand you are having, it shows the message that the so and so device has been connected with the computer. If you receive those message, then your board is working fine. There is a problem in some other sections. See one thing, when the phone shows the dead condition, means if there is any short circuit in any of the ICs, if it shows the short circuit, your phone will be in the dead condition. Maybe a power IC, maybe your battery connector, maybe your charging connector, maybe a small driver IC which drives the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever it may be. Wherever the short circuit generates, will make your phone dead. Right? So while you handling the dead phones, you have to be careful enough not to damage the phone further. You have to do step by step checking one by one, get the condition of each and every section, and then get into the hardware circuit changing. Even if there is a component problem in your phone, that is also showing in dead condition if the component is a main component or which plays a main role in your mobile phones. So that is the case of checking hardware issues. So number of problems are there, number of issues are there in the hardware sections. So each and everything will be keenly noted and checked by the engineer.
Next, about the safety and security.